is going on, ladies and gentlemen? T to the M to the IDD, and I am back with the video that we need to talk about, and that is who has the ultimate best 35mm f1.2. If you know about shooting wide open, then you know that is my thing. Everybody asks why go to this amazing location and shoot at f1.2. Well, because that's just what I like to do. To each their own. You do what you like to do, I'm gonna do what I like to do, and that's how we're going to keep it. Now, there are only 3 35mm f1.2s out. 2 of them are from third parties and 1 is from a major manufacturer, and so it's only right to bring all 3 of them to the forefront and see who has the best 35mm f1.2. Now, as you can see, I have them all lined up right here. We got the Nikon 35mm f1.2, we have the Sigma, and we have the Viltrox. Okay, now let me tell you all straight up front, without hesitation, this Nikon 35mm f1.2, there's a reason why it cost over $2 grand. Okay, as I put all of these lenses through their paces, that Nikon just leaped ahead in terms of the quality that it was producing. Okay, now when you talk about focusing, how quick it was, how snappy it was, the coatings that you have, you could tell that it was really fine designed, and it is a premium Nikon lens, and this is exactly what I expected from a 2K plus type of lens. Now, with that being said, let's jump into some of the other details amongst all 3 of the lenses. Now, we got the size and the weight. I give credit to Sigma for taking the leap on the 35 f1.2 because they originally brought it out back in 2019. So when somebody kind of sets the standard, everybody else can build off of that standard, and to no surprise, that is what some was able to do. Now, I would have expected Nikon to come with a smaller form factor, but they actually did the opposite. I mean, you got 6 years to take something that has been put out there in the market and try to redesign it and go towards what most people are going towards in this industry, and that is something that is more compact, lightweight, easy to carry, so that we could get the shot. And that is where I tilt my hat to Viltrox. Viltrox, as you can see, has the smallest form factor. The smallest form factor. Also, the weight. The weight is not bad, but I will say, as I'm kind of doing this, the Nikon does seem a little bit lighter. But when it comes to size and weight, I'm going to go with a smaller form factor over anything. If I can get a smaller form factor, we are golden. So in terms of that, the Viltrox definitely won me over with the form factor that they were able to provide with this 35 f1.2. I mean, just look at them all lined up. Sigma did pretty good as well, with them being the leader in that particular realm of the 35 f1.2. So size and weight is always something that we care about as photographers and videographers. Let's talk about the price. We have Sigma coming in, which you can get it used about $700, but when they first hit the market, this lens was going for around $1,500. Now we have the Nikon coming in at plus $2,000, and look at what we have here. The Viltrox is just beneath all of those price margins. So with the quality that you're getting, you're getting the form factor, you're getting something that's lightweight, and then you're getting something that the price is substantially lower than everything else that is in the market. So for me, that checks several different boxes as a photographer who travels and does photography. I have a nice form factor, I have a decent weight, and then, oh, by the way, the price is absolutely amazing compared to others that are in the market. So that is something else that you most definitely have to consider when you look at price versus image quality. Now, one thing that I would think that would coincide with a high price item is a significant increase in building material. And so the durability and build of these lenses, I would think, would increase, or to the hand and to the touch, I would be able to tell the difference. But in my opinion, I feel as though the Sigma is built well. I feel like the Viltrox is built well, and I can actually really feel the aluminum casings, whereas I feel like the Nikon has a little bit more plasticky outer shell casings in certain places. And so I feel like here is just certain different places that I could feel it. Here I could feel this is metal, but just some of these places, whereas on the Sigma, it's almost like aluminum straight through. And this Viltrox, this is certainly aluminum straight through. You can really feel the build. Mind you, this is part of their Lab series, which is their best line of lenses. So I'm expecting good quality, but at this price, for this to feel as good compared to these other ones is absolutely amazing. And just by accident, in terms of durability, I can speak to the fact that Viltrox is something strong. It actually took a real world fall while I was doing a shoot and continued to work after it took the fall. So I can speak to the durability of this lens, even though it was not planned, and I can't do the same thing for the other lenses, but that's something to definitely note when you're looking at the durability of a lens if you're out and really putting this gear to use. Now, what we all want to know, okay, T-Man, you talk about the size of the lens, the durability, things of that nature, but what about the image quality? Well, by this point, you have seen the image quality of the Viltrox 35 from maybe other channels or even my channel, but you may not have seen comparisons of some. So I have a few that I will share with you, and I will be completely honest. It's no hidden secret that this Nikon has extremely beautiful renderings. Okay, like when I'm using that lens, it is absolutely amazing. I take nothing away from it. The Sigma is great as well. Doesn't quite compare to what the Nikon has to offer, but at those price points, I'm taking that into consideration. You can definitely see the difference. Okay, now, is it a difference to the point where I want to spend an extra $1,000 and things like that? That is kind of up for you to decide. I will honestly say that in my case, with the image renderings from all three of the lenses, the focusing from all the lenses, I tested out some lens flare, natural light, off camera flash. I really put it through every scenario that I would use it, and it pretty much performed on par with lenses that I would think would be at this particular level for, you know, this type of quality. And what I mean by that is, when you have these lenses that are advertised as 1.2, there's a certain type of aura that comes. Now, we want that out of focus area to be absolutely amazing, which it absolutely is. And we want the image quality to be sharp, and we want corner to corner type coverage. And you also get that especially with the Viltrox. Now, one thing that I think really makes it hard nowadays is the fact that image quality is plateauing across all levels. So it really brings it to a even playing field in terms of if you will actually be able to know that, hey, he took that with a 35 f1.2 from Nikon versus he took that with the Viltrox 35 f1.2. And so these are all the things that I'm particularly thinking about with my workflow on if I want to spend the extra money for this type of lens. And mind you, I'll put this out there to say, I don't have any native Nikon Z lenses, okay? I rented this one strictly to put it through the paces to share with you all. And so your quality is within the person creating. And so to have these budget options is absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna leave you with this. Like I said, big props to Sigma taking the leap, going on about 6 years ago, putting out this 35 f1.2 with nobody else to follow up. That's an extremely long time for content to be created, and not even a major manufacturer supporting their lens lineup with a f1.2. That is an extremely long time. A lot of things occurred since 2019 up until now. So I give them their props, but I also give Viltrox their props because they took what was known on the market research side about this 35 f1.2. I really feel like they kind of listened to the community in terms of what we need as content creators, as videographers, as photographers, and I think they incorporated it well with this particular product. And the reason why it really speaks to me is because I am really big on form factor. I need things to be compact, that way I can get the most out of my gear whenever I'm traveling. And this exactly fits the bill for someone like me. Now, other people might have other things, and that's why we are all different. But I can honestly say that I probably would never buy the 35 f1.2 from Nikon. And that's because the price point versus the quality that I've been able to achieve with, say, a Sigma or a Viltrox is not as significant to me in the quality space for me to say, oh, I'm going to pay an extra $1,000, an extra $1,500. Yeah, not for me. But then you have those that only like the Z mount native lenses, or the native Sony, or native Canon. So to each their own. That's how I kind of feel. I would really like to know what you all think from covering all of those bases. What would you do? And you know, you could replace the Nikon native 35 with whatever your camera brand is to see if you would go that route, or would you accept some of these budget options. And budget, but absolutely professional grade, professional quality. This is serious. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below.